Viva Las Vegas! NASCAR is in town as we get ready for a triple-header race weekend here in Sin City. And it begins with the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series kicking off its first mile-and-a-half race in the third event of 2021. Welcome to the Bucked Up 200 from the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. What an absolute perfect night here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Temperature expected to be in the mid 60s, but it's gonna feel like in the high 50s. 0% chance of rain, only 2 miles per hour wind, no cloud in sight, but it's going to be an absolute gorgeous night. Cool, but a very fast racetrack for the 40 truck drivers here in tonight's event. And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to MDK Race Day. My name is Jet Krause, and welcome to the first episode of MDK Race Day of 2021. As tonight, we're going to go over the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series for the third race of the season from the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Now, tonight, the Truck Series kicks off a triple-header race weekend from the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Tonight is trucks. Tomorrow, the NASCAR Xfinity Series, and it all concludes with the Pennzoil 400 Sunday for the NASCAR Cup Series. And I'm going to try and make this a weekly thing where I go over trucks, Xfinity, and Cup every single race weekend. I sort of experimented it the past 2 weeks of the 2020 season when I went over Martinsville and Phoenix for both trucks, Xfinity, and Cup. I want to start doing that more often and hopefully have it become a weekly thing. It's still a work in progress. As you can tell, the first 2 weeks I didn't do one because I had a lot of stuff going on, but hopefully everything is settled in now and I can get back to making videos and doing these pre-race shows for you guys because it's a lot of fun. And I'm just rambling on, so I'm going to stop that and we get into it. Let's start off with our Inside the Lines storylines. We have one story to talk about with the Truck Series, and you probably have an idea what I'm going to be talking about. Marcus Lemonis, the CEO of Camping World, he's basically NASCAR's version of Santa Claus, just giving out money, giving out sponsorships like it's candy or something. Because throughout the week, he has just been giving out sponsorships to not only NASCAR truck teams, but has also been giving out sponsorships to NASCAR Cup teams like Trackhouse Racing and Daniel Suarez. Last weekend at Homestead, Camping World was on the hood of that race machine. He's even diving into iRacing and giving out prizes and events for competitors that win in Camping World type cars. Now, to get an idea of why Marcus is doing this, let's first get an idea of the Truck Series in its current state at the moment. We don't know exactly what each team is like, but let's just say sponsorships are needed in trucks pretty badly. To the point where GMS Racing and their defending champion Sheldon Creed, I'm pretty sure drove an unsponsored car 2 weeks ago at the Daytona Road Course. Keep in mind, the defending champion. It was either the Daytona Road Course or the Daytona Oval. Creed just ran an unsponsored car or truck. But again, it's the defending champion. The defending champion should not be trying to look for sponsorship. And Marcus has been known in the past to do these types of things where he helps a smaller team out or helps a smaller business out with sponsorship issues and things like that. But I don't think anyone expected him to go this far. So we're going to first start off. This all happened late in the night on March 1st at 10:05 p.m. when Marcus put out this tweet. And it says, which NASCAR trucks are unsponsored this weekend? Respond here if you are, and if you know of someone, get their attention quick. He then put up a little bit of a challenge on top of that. $15K for a wrapped truck. The $15K turns to $25K with the top 10. $35K with the top 5, and $50,000 with a win instead of 15. Are you in or are you out? Now, when something like this is put out with social media, it catches fire very quickly. And a lot of people, and I mean a lot of people on social media, specifically Twitter, started reaching out, tagging Marcus on which teams that he should sponsor. Now, like I said earlier, he even went out into the iRacing type of things when he put out this tweet on top of it, which shows Chris Weaver, who was mentioning how he was going to run this Camping World scheme in an iRacing Truck Series event this weekend. And Marcus retweeted that by saying, I'll pay $100 merchandise certificate to Camping World, Overtons, and Gander RV to anyone who runs my paint scheme on iRacing this week. Run it. Post it, tag us, and we will DM you post your scheme using hashtag Camping World iRacing. He then followed up by saying, hey iRacing, who's in charge? Post your paint scheme and I'll award a new Camping World RV to the one I like the most. Must use hashtag Camping World Racing to qualify and follow at Camping World. Now, he's not only the Santa Claus of NASCAR, he's also probably going to become the Santa Claus of the NHRA because not that long after, on March 3rd, he posted this about the NHRA. Don't worry, NHRA drivers, your weekend is coming and the wraps will be flowing. but you better be ready. I'm faster than your last time. Hashtag Camping World NHRA. On top of that, he put out a challenge for the race fans. On Camping World's Twitter page, they put out a tweet saying, ready to roll the dice this weekend in Vegas? Bet on your Camping World trucks for a chance to enter our biggest RV giveaway yet. And explains how you enter, and basically this is how you could win these things. If a Camping World truck wins stage 1 and or stage 2, you could win a Coleman Lantern 17B, up to 2 of those things. And if a Camping World truck wins it all, meaning the race, you could win a Coleman motorhome. Now obviously when it means by Camping World truck, he means any truck that is sponsored by Camping World. Now I said earlier, a lot of people reached out to Marcus to say, hey, sponsor this guy, sponsor that guy. And a lot of people did. Of the 40 trucks that are entered into this race, a quarter of them are going to be sponsored by Camping World trucks. So 10 trucks in the field will have Camping World colors on the hood of their car or truck. I keep on calling it car for some reason. But anyways, these are the 10 drivers. Sheldon Creed, Jordan Anderson, Norm Benning, the man, the legend himself, Norm Benning in the 6, Grant Infinger in the 9, the 24, Rafael Lazar, Jesse Uji in the 33, BJ McLeod in the 34, Dawson Cram in the 41, Tyler Hill in the 56, and this was like sort of like a last minute effort with the Gecko Wraps, because this took place literally earlier in the day at 2 a.m. in the morning. They got the wrap in with the Camping World colors and things like that. And finally, Parker Kligerman in the 75 truck. So I would just say this. There are some good drivers that are racing in Camping World colors, and there's a pretty good chance that you might take home a brand new motorhome by the end of tonight's race. But to see where your favorite Camping World driver is starting, let's take a look at the starting lineup for tonight's 2021 Bucked Up 200 from the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Ben Rhodes, winner of the first 2 races in the Truck Series in 2021, starts out on the pole, and to his outside is the number 2 Camping World Chevrolet, the defending NASCAR Truck Series champion in Sheldon Creed. Row 2 has Kyle Busch Motorsports driver John Hunter Nemechek in the 4, and to his outside is Thor Sport Racing driver Matt Crafton. Row 3 has a Toyota and a Ford, Christian Eckes on the inside, and to the outside, Todd Gilliland in the 38 truck. Row 4 is filled with young Toyota drivers. In the 18, Chandler Smith, the rookie, and in the 19 truck on the outside, Derek Kraus. Rounding out the top 10 is Stuart Friesen in the 52 Toyota, and to his outside is Carson Husifer, another rookie driver, in the 42 truck. Row 6 is Johnny Sauter in the 13 and Austin Wayne Self in the 22, and row 7 has Rafael Lazard and David Gilliland in the 17 truck. Rookie Chris Wright starts off in the 15th position. To his outside is Tyler Ankrum in the 26 truck, former champion Brett Moffitt in the 45, and the other Camping World Truck Series driver Grant Infinger in the 9 truck. Row 10 is Timothy Peters in the 25 truck and Tate Fogelman in the 12. Row 11 is Chase Purdy, another rookie driver for GMS Racing. To his outside is Tanner Gray in the 15 truck. Row 16 is Dawson Cram, the other Camping World truck driver, and Ryan Truex rounds out row 12. Row 13, another fellow Camping World driver in Tyler Hill. He sits alongside Danny Bond in the 30 truck. Row 14 is Corey Roper in the 04 truck and Jordan Anderson in the number 3. Starting back in the 29th position is Kyle Busch, who won here at Las Vegas last year. Starting off in the 29th spot is Kyle Busch, a former Las Vegas winner in both the Cup and in the Truck Series. And to his outside is rookie Haley Deegan in the 1 truck. Row 16 has another former Las Vegas Truck Series winner in Austin Hill, and to his outside is Zane Smith in the 21. Row 17 has Spencer Boyd and Jennifer Jo Cobb. Row 18 has the man himself, Norm Benning in the 6 truck, and Connor Daly in the 44 truck. Jesse Uji and Brett Holmes make up row 19, and rounding out the 40 truck field is surrounded by Camping World drivers, sponsored drivers, BJ McLeod on the inside, and Parker Kligerman on the outside. So now that we've gone over the starting grid and we're all Camping World drivers, sponsored cars, and when they were starting in this race, let's talk about what can we expect in this race. Well, it's a pretty short race. Stage 1, Stage 2, 30 laps apiece. Stage 3, 74 laps in this 134 lap event. And I feel like we're going to see a really exciting race. Truck Series at Vegas, as of late, has put on some really exciting shows. A lot of 3-wide, sometimes even 4-wide, hell, maybe even 5-wide battles near the end of the race. Saw some really fun racing in the past, maybe 2 or 3 Las Vegas races, so I shouldn't expect another classic event here tonight because of the fact that there's a lot of good contenders in this one. Now, one driver you're probably not going to see is Grant Infinger. Granted, he did win the Las Vegas playoff race last year. He's driving for Cody Robaugh, I think that's how you pronounce his name, and no offense to him, but the equipment that Grant is going to be running is not to the likes that he ran last year with Thorsport. And speaking of Thorsport, a driver that we should potentially look out for is Ben Rhodes. Ben Rhodes, he is on a hot streak. He is the only driver to win in the Truck Series in 2021. Let's go back. He won the Daytona Oval to kick off the season, and then 1 week later won on the Daytona Road Course, and he's starting on pole. And on top of that, we flash back to 2017. He won at Las Vegas Motor Speedway for his first career Truck Series win, edging out Christopher Bell by 0.066 seconds. I feel like because of that, but Ben Rhodes coming into Las Vegas with a ton of momentum. On top of that, he is a former winner at this racetrack. On top of that, in the last 6 races, he has finished inside. On top of that, in the 6 races since his win back in 2017, he has finished in the top 10 4 or 5 times, I believe, and finished in the top 5 2 or 3 times since his 2017 victory. So because of all that, I should not see why Ben Rhodes could potentially go maybe 3 in a row, if not at least be a race-winning contender here tonight. So now that we talk about the pole sitter, let's talk about the driver that's starting alongside him, and we're talking about the defending champion in Sheldon Creed. Creed, even though he has not won here in Sin City, he does have a pretty good record at this racetrack. He has finished in the top 10 in all 4 Vegas starts in the Truck Series. On top of that, the last time the Trucks was in Las Vegas was back in September. He finished second, leading a total of 89 of the 134 laps, so he had the truck to beat that night. And of course, he's the defending champion, so you obviously have to put him in the conversation in terms of drivers having shots at winning this race. Another driver we're going to talk about that feel like could use this race to kick off his 2021 season, and we're talking about Austin Hill, last year's regular season champion in the Truck Series. So far in this season, he has finished 22nd and 33rd. Those are his first 2 finishes to start the 21 season. But coming to a track like Las Vegas, like I said, could be the start for him to get back rolling, because he is really good at this racetrack. He has won 2 of the last 3 Las Vegas truck races. In fact, since he has been driving the 16 truck for Hattori Racing, he has finished 30th, 1st, 3rd, 1st. Those are his 4 races for the 16 truck. And that is very impressive. To finish in the top 3 in 3 of the last 4 Vegas races, that is mighty impressive. And I feel like this could be a real opportunity for Hill to get the ball back rolling and get back into well, it's too early to say championship form, but at least get back into contention. He is starting way in the back of the field. We just checked the starting grade. I believe row 16 he's starting in. So he's got some work to do, but again, when you look at his prior history, 2-time winner, I mean, it's pretty evident that this guy knows how to win here at Vegas. But of course, when we're talking about trucks, you have to talk about Kyle Busch. He is going to be competing in this event tonight, starting 29th, row 15 on the inside lane. And the reason why we do have to talk about him is because of his stats here. He has won the last 3 spring Las Vegas races. In the past 13 Truck Series races he has competed in, he has won 10 of them. The other 3 races, 2nd, and 21st. So in reality, he has only had 1 finish in the last 13 races outside the top 2. If that doesn't scream domination, I don't know what does. And because of how dominating Kyle Busch has been in the Truck Series, especially at a track like Las Vegas, again, winning the last 3 Vegas truck spring races, it doesn't matter where he's starting. It doesn't matter if he's starting 1st or 29th. You know damn well this man's going to be a factor in this race before it ends here tonight. Now, because Kyle Busch is in the field, we could get one of 2 races. It could become a complete bore fest when Kyle Busch just dominates the field. Or it could go the other direction where we could see Kyle Busch potentially, have at it with a couple of the Truck Series regulars like maybe Creed or Rhodes or Hill. Drivers that I just mentioned of having good runs at this racetrack. It could offer a pretty exciting event. But again, it is Kyle Busch, so it could completely be a 100% a bore fest, and he could be in the top 5 before stage 1 even ends, and he could go on to win, leading all but 12 laps, something like that. But regardless, I think because of all this added talk attention with Camping World is sponsoring all these drivers, and the challenges that they're putting up, and opportunity to win an RV and all this stuff, I think it's going to be a very entertaining race. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm very interested in seeing how many people actually tune into this event, because the entire week, Camping World was at it. It was one of, if not the most talked about thing going on in NASCAR that entire weekend. There were so many people talking about, especially in the past couple of days. There were so many people talking about Camping World and Marcus Lemonis that I feel like a lot of people are going to be tuning into this event here tonight just because of what happened the past 2 or 3 days. So hopefully all this attention delivers and we could see an exciting race. As for my winner, I am not going to go for Kyle Busch. I am not going to go for Ben Rhodes. Some of y'all might probably expected me to pick one of those two drivers, but I'm not. I'm going to pick the driver that has been close. Again, led 89 of 134 laps last year in September. I do believe he's going to break through and score his first victory of 2021. Someone not named Rhodes. I'm talking about the defending champion, Sheldon Creed. He will break through and score his first Truck Series win at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Like I said, he has finished in the top 10 in all 4 starts here at Vegas and finished second to last when we were here at Vegas, leading, like I said, 89 out of 134 laps. Just lost it to Austin Hill near the end. Why not? I think he's going to break through. He's starting in second today. He knows how to get the job done, winning on the mile and a half tracks. He's a defending truck champion. Why not go for Sheldon Creed? I feel like, though, Kyle Busch is going to win, but I want to be different, and I'm picking Sheldon Creed to win this race here tonight. But yeah, that's going to conclude this episode of MDK Race Day. Guys, tell me in the comment section down below, who do you think is going to win? Don't forget to stay tuned, because immediately following the Truck Series race, I'm gonna try and record and upload an MDK Racing victory stop, not only for tonight, but do a race day and victory stop for Xfinity and Cup on Sunday, so make sure to be on the lookout for that the remaining rest of the weekend. But until next time, my name is Jack Krause from MDK. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the 2021 Bucked Up 200 for the trucks at Vegas.